Well, a very good evening and welcome back to Crafters TV. My name is Brent Watson and we have got a 1-hour masterclass on our Geminis because yes, if you didn't know, they are going to be back in stock from the 24th of November and they are available to pre-order right now. So if you've been thinking about getting a Gemini or you're thinking of potentially doing an upgrade, we have got 1 hour today to try and entice you to either get one or upgrade your machine. And of course, all of the accessories and the tools that you need with them are back in stock as well. So head to the website, shop the day, and you'll be able to find all of the goodies on there as well. Tonight we have got Jan on the socials with us, so big thank you to Rachel because she's been with us all day, but live at 5 tonight we have got Jan on the socials, and I am of course not alone. In the studio, I am joined by, once again, the gorgeous Debbie Fisher. Hello, Fish. How are you?
Hello. Good evening, everyone. How are you all? How are you, Brent?
I'm fantastic, thank you.
It's been a good day, hasn't it?
It has. I've had a lot of sugar, so I'm a little bit woo.
He's hyper tonight. Hyper tonight. It's what we want. A bit of energy. That's good. I need it because I've been yawning the last hour.
I know you have, haven't you?
I have been yawning a lot.
But
I was
you've had
up
a long
early
drive.
this morning. I have had a long drive, yes. So, but I'm raring to go for the next hour because we're raring into the Gemini machines. So if ever you wanted to have a time to buy or you weren't quite sure, just hold fast because we've got some Geminis to show you.
Yes, we do indeed. So if you've got anything that you want to ask about any of our Gemini machines, please do comment in, say hello to us, and I will, of course, ask Debbie the questions as we go on throughout the show. So, as I said, 24th of November, the Geminis will be back in stock. I'm going to say a few hellos to you, and then we're going to pass over to Fisher, and she's going to be starting on the Gemini 2 for you. So, who have we got joining us so far this evening? We've got Michelle. Hello, everyone, from New York. We have got Terry. Good morning, all from sunny Iowa. Sue Gartland. Good morning, all. We've got Jen Shank. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. And of course, our Jane Adams is here. Good morning, everyone, from fabulous Las Vegas. As I said, do keep those comments coming through. Any questions you want to know. But let's get started on our Gemini 2 machine. Debbie, over to you, lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so thrilled that the Gemini is back in stock because it really is one of those die-cut machines. Until you've got it, you don't know what you would have done without it before because it is so good. So I'm going to start off, before we show you the machine, I'm going to show you the range of things that it can cut because I've got a board in front of me. And I think this is really important because we all do lots of different crafts. There's lots of us that do vinyl crafting. There's people that craft with acetate. We've got people that craft with vellum. Some people craft with real leather, faux leather, cork. You've got craft metal on here. You can use aluminium just from cans. You've got shrink plastic. Now, if you are a sewist, multiple layers of material. We're going to show you that as well because you can cut through that. Hessian, multiple layers of felt as well. And I'm going to show you that as well because it's not very often we do that. And I've found some felt and you'll be able to see that. Adhesive foam, a great one to cut through. So all these different mediums is what your Gemini electronic machine can cut through. Now, some of these, like your leather, like your acetate, your manual machines might not be able to do because you can sort of fit a mixed media die through them. Yeah. We don't recommend that you put mixed media dies through them because they are going to ruin your platform because we'll show you as we go through, but the folders that you have for your manual machines are just an open and close folder. Yeah. So putting a mixed media die through there is going to put a lot of strain on there and a lot of strain on your machine. So even though they'll go through forcefully, we don't recommend that. Right, so that's all the extra pieces that you have in there. Now, the Gemini itself comes on glidey feet. It has a lot of upgrades to our original machine. So the OG Gemini is a brilliant machine. We cannot change the power that goes into that machine. So this has the same amount of power, or that machine has the same amount of power for this, because if we put too much power into it, it will just ruin your crafts. So we want to make sure that it's got the right amount of power. But what we have changed is we've made it faster, we've made it quieter, and sleeker. So it's got that upgrade. It's gone to that raspberry colour, which is absolutely beautiful. We've also put these closed down side panels on from front and back. It means that you can store it away really nice and neatly. The glider feet are incredible because it makes it super easy to push around wherever you want it in your craft room. If you want to turn it this way, pot it that way because you've not got enough room then to craft, you can do whatever you want. The panels that pull down both have these flaps that literally come up, and you've got little storage compartments in there. So you're going to fit all your tools in there, your poker tool, your scissors, your scoring tools, they're all going there. It's got a magnetic clasp as well, so it will stay shut. Then you've got this pull-up bit here. That bit is your media stand. It's also got a really handy little shelf in here. So this is great for all your pens, pencils, lots of bits and pieces, any craft stuff that you want to put in there. I know lots of you at home that have got a Gemini put your sweeties in there for when you're crafting, which I think is not a bad idea. Apparently everyone does that, so I'm not surprised. Come then, put your sweeties in there. We ain't got a lot left. Literally, Jack apparently bought sweets in yesterday. It's one left. Might have to eat that one. But yes, so you can use that as your storage. But this is your media stand. Whether you watch on your tablet or your phone, you literally can stand it up here. And also, the best bit for me is it has USB cables in the back, that side there. It has 3 USB cables, which means when you're watching anything on your tablet or your phone, you can plug it in and know that it's keeping its charge. So it really is one of the most powerful, in fact, I think it is the most powerful machine on the market. You can't beat the Gemini pressure. It is unrivaled in pressure. It is just the most incredible machine. I mean, don't take our word for it. Go and look at all the reviews, because the reviews for the Gemini are amazing. And if you've got one, let us know, because if you love your Gemini, let us know which one you've got, because we're going to be going through 3 of them at least today in the next hour. So let's get started with what the Gemini can actually do. Now, the name of the Gemini, it's dual purpose. So you've got a yin and a yang for a Gemini. I'm not a Gemini. I'm right on the cusp. Brent, yes. So I was born on the 21st of June.
Yes. So
and it's to do when you were born, like what time of day you were born. But I would say I have no traits of a Gemini. I'm a completely open book. I've not got a different side to me, and I feel like I've got all the traits of a Cancer. So I think I'm Cancerian. So, but yes, I'm right on the cusp. But the Gemini has that dual function because it means it can emboss and it can die cut in one go. Now I thought, let's have a look at the Happy Birthday die, because that's the biggest die that we've had in lately, which for a long time, in fact, it's a huge die, and it's a big die, and it means that it's going to cut through all this beautiful papers for us. So I'm going to just place both of those onto a bit where I just want it to be quite colourful. And then we're just going to use some low-tack tape just to take that down to send that through.
You're going to say you haven't got any, have you?
Oh, there it is. Got it there. Actually, we're nearly out. Have we got a more low-tack
I've got a little bit here, but I'll ask Jake for some for you.
Yeah, I think we'll have to get some more. Normally, there's loads of reels on there, but it's all gone. It's
tiny
not
bit
there. So we're going to just pop a piece on the bottom there and a piece on the top. And then we're going to run it through. Now, the other thing we haven't talked about is plates. Now, when you think about the price of the Gemini, if you took off what the price of all your plates would cost, I think it's around 60 or 70 pounds for all your plates. That's a big saving to think what your machine actually costs, and then you're getting all your plates on top of that. And you get all of them, so don't worry about having to buy additional shims. You don't have to do that. You're going to be able to have every shim you need to be creative with straight away. So even if you've got mixed media dies from other companies and you want them to die cut in your machine, you will have all the shims you need to be able to use that, including your metal shim and your rubber embossing mats, which you used to have to, with lots of machines, buy them separately. So as with all your plates, you need to rotate them. So once you've cut on one side, cut then on the other. So rotate it as soon as you finish cutting, then you'll remember which side you're cutting on every single time. Wow. But look at this, this cuts out every single detail of this without any problem whatsoever out of those beautiful papers. So whatever intricate dies you've got, one pass through the machine is just going to be a game changer for you. They're absolutely perfect. Now, we were talking about die cutting. So that's your thin metal dies. So if you've got lots of thin metal dies, What I would also say, anything that you've got from years ago that don't cut, and what I mean by don't cut, we all have dies that we've had in the past which just don't cut into anything because you have to pass them through your machine 2, 3, 4 times.
Right.
And that's fine, but we don't want to be wasting all that time putting them through. So I would say to you, if you haven't got the machine and you're going to go for the machine, grab it, get those dies that didn't cut, and I think you'll be really surprised it'll cut first time because it is absolutely amazing. So let's look at other mediums that you can cut through in your electronic machine. So we're going to look at the Gemini Junior, which is just a smaller version.
Yeah.
But it does the same things because it's an electronic die cutting machine. So I thought, well, let's choose 3 completely different mediums. So I've got foam here, funky foam with an adhesive backing, which is quite thick. Regular cutting die. I've just got a little butterfly die. We've got mirror cardstock there. Oh, sorry, not mirror, glittered cardstock, which is thin, but it has a coating and a backing on there. And this one is a thick piece of cork as well. So that's quite a thick, and we've got a really thin die here. These are older dies that I've just had in my stash, and we're going to pop all these through. But the other thing we can do is we can bring in our smaller platform as well. So even though we have the larger plates, if you wanted to go for your Gemini Junior plates and get smaller plates, you can absolutely do that. Now the reason I wanted to show you this, because I want to show these different levels, and I'm going to put them in different places on my Gemini, because they're all different levels. This is how clever, and this is where the technology of the Gemini comes into it. It will determine the thickness of these as it goes through, and as it rolls through, it will die cut all of those in one pass through the machine. Now I could feel the whole board of that. I can also, because I've got my junior plates, before in the old machine we could only put it through this way. I can put this through any way I want to in this one. So I can put it here, I can put it this side, I can put it in the middle, and it's going to cut through those. Can you hear that, how it changed its level?
Yeah.
Because it's such a clever machine. So it's going through, then it's gone through to the glittered cardstock, and it's going to cut through these no problem whatsoever. I'm just going to grab my pokey tool and just take those out very gently, because these are, look at this is funky foam, and it's die cut all the little pieces of those. Not only is it funky foam, it's got an adhesive backing on there as well. So I've now made a sticker out of my butterfly. So there's your butterfly. Look at that, flat, straight away, cut through one pass. And then this is the one for me, because I think this is a really thick medium, but it's a very delicate medium as well. And the precision that you get by die cutting is absolutely incredible. So I'm just going to take a few of those out, take that one out, and you've got this amazing die cut. I've lost a little bit there, but you'll be more careful if you've got little dies. It was just to show you, so even if you have the smallest of your word dies and you want to cut them out of something like cork, glitter card or funky foam, in a thin metal die it's going to do that for you, which is absolutely incredible. So that's your die cutting with your thin metal dies. Now let's go on to mixed media dies.
Right.
Because it works the same way, but with mixed media dies you need a slightly different platform. We haven't talked about platforms actually. When you get your plates, in your user manual, it will tell you everything you need and how you do them. It will tell you how you use the embossing folder, how you use your dies, how you use thin metal dies, your thick metal dies, and it will give you all those platforms for it. What it doesn't tell you is that if you want to, you can again use all these different mediums in one pass through the machine. Now I have got mixed media dies, which means they're slightly thicker. You'll feel them compared to a thin metal die. So if you felt them together, although it doesn't look a lot in them, you have got a thicker die. And what that means, I've got 3 layers of fibrous felt here, which is very thick. So we're going to place that onto there. And also I'm going to bring in my metal shim, because that's what you've got it for. It's to help cut through those pieces, especially if you are someone that sews and you want to cut through multiple patches of anything in one go. So I've got a hexagon die here. I've got a wad of material. I don't even know what my material, how many there is. We'll count them afterwards. And then I've got I've got some mount board. Mount board's very thick as well. So
Yeah.
all thick, but all different mediums. And we're going to place those through in one go. Now, what you could do if you wanted to, let's just say, for instance, I wanted to cut my material, but I felt like it needed a double pass, then I would put them through on their own and then put it through and then reverse function it.
Fab.
But we're just going to put all these through because what I want you to see is what it cuts in one pass through the machine. Oh, it didn't like that, did it?
No.
So what's happened there is I'm going to turn it round because, and that's what is clever about the machine, because if it doesn't like something, oh, it won't, it'll spit it back out again in a sec. There we go. I know what I'm doing wrong. It doesn't like it. So if you put too thick a platform in there, it won't break. It's just going to say, I don't like that. Take that out. So did you hear it? It did say that.
It did, it did.
What I didn't take out, because I put in my extra dies, I need to take out my magnetic shim, which I
Right.
remembered as it was doing it, but I didn't take it out. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah.
Oh dear.
My cough's coming back that I had this morning, so yeah, I have got a little bit of a cough coming up.
I know we both said this morning, didn't we? That we
Yes,
had a little
didn't
frog in
feel
our throat.
I know, it definitely did, and I can feel it now. It's coming back now. I have got some cold and flu capsules. There we go, it's cutting through now. Those noises are good. You can see it's finding its level, finding what it's cutting, and it's starting to go through all those different levels that we've got in there. So I want you to see one pass through the machine because I'm actually not expecting it to cut out all my layers of fabric. So we're going to see how many it does cut out. But this one for me, look, this is felt, which is very fibrous. Even the hole in the centre has cut out, and every one of those is cut out beautifully. And if you come in close, I'm showing the dark one there so you can see. Let's bring it there. Every single one of those is cut completely perfectly without any fibres that are coming out, which is absolutely, that is incredible when it's fibrous felt. It even embosses around the edges. Yes, it does. I mean, that is incredible. So if you want to do different mediums, if you like doing multimedia projects and you're someone that loves that sort of thing and doing it onto canvas and stuff like that, honestly, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, that cuts through there like beautifully. If I show that as well, that embosses around the edge as well. It is a beautiful die cut all the way round, which is amazing. And then we've got our layers, and actually it has cut through all my layers. So I'm going to count how many layers I've got here. So we normally say 6 layers is a good bet to put through.
Right.
But we've got 1, 2, can't get them apart now, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh my goodness, 8, 9.
Stop it.
9 layers. I don't think I've done 9 layers. Not for a long, long time. And if I can show you, I'm trying to think which one will show up the most. Let's show this one. Again, now this is good quality cotton material,
yes.
Not one fibre has that not cut through into there, which is absolutely incredible. If you are someone that sews and you like think of all the patchworks that you can do, if you just get yourself a set of hexagon dies to be able to cut them through, it's absolutely incredible. Now, one more thing I want to talk about before we go on to anything else with the other machines.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't worry when it looks like this, because that is absolutely fine. Just keep using it. It won't do any harm. You want it to actually have those dies on there so you know that it's cutting them.
So when you're using your metal one, you're always cutting into the metal.
Not always,
Oh,
so
not
you
always.
don't have to. It's just I thought it might need it because of the material. So I think
Right.
because of those layers, it actually cut through 9 layers. And normally I would only use 6 to 8 layers.
Yeah.
So 9 layers is absolutely brilliant. I thought it might have been 8, but it was actually 9 layers on there. Now, the other thing I want to show you is the embossing, because embossing in the Gemini machine is quite incredible. And what I mean by incredible, now we don't do A4 embossing folders anymore, but I wanted to show you by using this one. So I'm going to bring in, this is a 2D embossing folder. So all I need is my base plate and my top cutting plate. And we're just going to run these through. So straight in the middle of our 2 folders, run that through. Because there's no sweet spots on any of our machines, it means that every single part of that embossing folder or cutting, if you was to use the whole plate for cutting, would show you that it's embossed beautifully. So when I open this one up, you'll be able to see that every single part on that embossing folder has embossed. And that means that we don't get any sweet spots. We've got just that amazing, just embossed detail that you can see all over there. And then just one more thing I do want to show you before, you know, I'm always saying about embossing, I wanted to show those dual functions, and I wanted a little bit of a different show to the other ones that we've been doing. You can emboss every single stencil that you've got in your stash as well, and for me that's a real game changer, because you're then making all your stencils into an embossing folder. And I talk about it a lot, but I very rarely do it, so I thought I would show you how you emboss a stencil. So basically I've just got some mirror card, I've got my stencil that I'm going to place onto there. I'm going to use my base cutting mat and I'm going to turn it upside down. So turn it upside down, then we're going to bring in our rubber mat. So let's just...
I don't know if I've ever seen this being done, Debbie.
Oh, no, I know. It's something we talk about all the time and never do. So you place your rubber mat over the top. So then we're going to put on our plastic shim and we're going to bring in our top cutting plate. So I'm still not putting in my magnetic shim. So we've took out one of those shims and we're just going to run that through. And I do love this because it means that everything that you've got that's a mask or an stencil, they're all just going to be embossing folders. So imagine all those beautiful masks that you've got. They're just going to look amazing. So as soon as we move that off, I can see it's come through on there already, but let's turn that round. Look at this. So you've got now an embossed, let me show it to the front there, you've got an embossed from your stencil piece of card. And obviously it's not as good as your embossing folders, but it means that all those masks, you can now make your own bespoke background papers as well. So it is just the most fabulous machine that you could ever imagine.
Wow, I'm blown away. Honestly, that's great. I didn't even know you could do that. Wow, that is brilliant. Yes, so that is the Gem 2 machine. Platinum price $183.99 or $255.99. These are available to pre-order now. Once again, launching from shipping from the 24th of November. Very busy on the socials for this show, so let's say hello to a few more of you. We've got Faye Smith with us. Hello, everyone. Hello, Faye. Pauline is here again. Hi, everyone from Cheshire. We've got Erica with us. Good afternoon, all from Central Florida. Stephanie's in with us. Hello, Debbie, Brent, social superstar, the CCTV team, and friends from Edison, NJ. I'm assuming, is that New Jersey, NJ? Yes. Overcast and a bit of rain. Definitely raw and cold to me. Yes, it's been horrible here in the UK as well. It has been raining non-stop. The heavens have been opened. Mary Beth Doyle's with us. Hi again, everyone, from Minnesota. Now, one comment that did stand out to me, I just saw that one come through from Ruth. So Ruth has said, I can't believe how excited I am about getting one of these, the Geminis, all down to winning £200 at the birthday event.
Oh, Ruth, that's so amazing. And I'm so pleased you were able to get a Gemini. You will love it. And I get your excitement, honestly, because I was exactly the same. And I have to be honest, I don't lose that excitement for the Gemini. Every time I use it, I love it. I love it so much, especially when you get really intricate dies and you just cut them and it's one pass. I remember spending hours on putting things through, or hand cranking machines, which are good. They have their place, but having an electronic machine is just amazing. I'm so pleased for you.
I know, that's brilliant as well. Winning the £200 voucher for the birthday event. So Stephanie has said she stores all of her small charging cords in the Gemini 2.
That is a brilliant
she uses
idea.
With it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. Who else have we got? Loads of people in. Karen and Mary have sent in what they love about the Gemini. So Karen, I got the Gemini 2 when it launched on HSN. I absolutely love it. I teach and it makes getting ready for class so much easier. Well, that's just brilliant. And then Mary has also said, I love my Geminis. I have the original, the Junior, the Midi, the Mini, and the Gemini 2. I usually take my original or junior to crop retreats along with the Midi to craft retreats. I keep the Gemini 2 on my desk and Midi is handy for other needs.
Yes.
I feel like you deserve a trophy for having all of the Geminis there.
I know.
So once again, details are up on the screen. Gemini 2, platinum price, $183.99 or $255.99. So that was your Gemini 2, but of course, we've got our other machines as well. So Debbie is going to now go over the Midi for you.
Yeah, it's a great one, the Midi. It's one of those that most people do have in addition to their electronic machine, and I can absolutely see why, because I use mine all the time, as well as my Gemini 2 is my favourite. I absolutely love it, and I could not be without it. I would never, in fact, as a crafter, be without my Gemini 2. But the Gemini Midi and the Gemini Mini both have a place in my craft room because they are so super easy when you want something super quick, because even though we've made it faster, you can't whiz something through an electronic machine because it's just like, even me sometimes, I'm like, come on, hurry up. But even though it's quick, but actually I'm a bit of a quick crafter. So when I just want to cut a butterfly, just want a quick die, I reach for my Midi, I reach for my Mini, because they're the ones that you're just going to put things through really quickly, because you've got that handle to do it. I mean, sometimes, Brent, I'm cutting so much out and forgetting to use my electronic machine that later, because it's there, but then later on in the day I think, oh, my hand hurts a little bit because I've literally done so much on it, and then I think, why didn't I just use my electric machine? But that's how much I love it, because I just want to whiz things through, which is amazing. Now, the first thing you'll notice about it is that it is portable, so it means you can take it on holiday with you if you're going to the caravan. If you've got a lap tray, it's going to fit on your lap tray, and the suckers on the bottom literally are super strong, so you're going to be able to take that wherever you go. It will also, if you've got a hardback book, it will also sucker onto the hardback book as well. So really good for crafting on the go. It's great for crafting with the little ones as well. So if you're crafting with younger children, I mean, obviously supervising, you don't want them picking it up and dropping it on their feet because it's a little bit weighty, but it's really good. The other brilliant thing about it is it's a one folder combination. So you've got one folder like this. Mine's been used, so you can see it's all scratched on all sides, because please, I get messages saying my plates are like bananas. What am I doing wrong? Why are they like this? Is there anything I can do to help them? Absolutely, you have to use all four sides, and not just the same spot. You have to use everything. So one of the questions last week someone was asking me, because I was suddenly putting something here on this piece and then just running it forwards and backwards from that bit, and they said, oh, why are you putting it on the end? But it's because I want to use that space on the end. If you're not cutting all over this, it's going to start to, so you can see mine's already it's bowing a little bit. That's okay, that's not a problem at all, because all you're going to do is keep rotating it to straighten it out again. So you just move them all the time. Now, the more you do that and the more places you cut onto on all four sides, the longer this is going to last you. And if it does happen to snap, just sandwich it together. It doesn't affect its use whatsoever. So the first thing we can do is just literally die cut. So I've got that happy birthday cake wrapper I thought I would put through. Now, lots of big, because it's an A4 cutting machine, A5 die cutting machine, so many dies will fit through this, including really large dies as well. So you've never got to worry about it. And you can see in no time at all, we've been able to go through there, take that die and have every single part cut out of that with no sweet spots at all, which is going to be beautiful. And that's just going to turn into that cupcake wrapper that we had when we was doing the birthday. So you'll be able, you can still purchase that, I believe. It is on the website, so but it's just amazing. So look at that, all that intricate detail, all those tiny little stars that have cut out. So it might be a manual machine, but it has a lot of power. It does pack a punch because you can die cut all those extra bits out. Now, the other thing that I really wanted to talk about with the Gemini is what else you get with it. That is one of these folders here. Well, it's not a folder, it's a platform. So what you will get your Gemini folder, which is your one that you sandwich sandwiched between, and then you'll get your single one as well, which is just a one folder. So what it means, because it still has the name Gemini to it, it means that it's dual. So we can emboss and we can die cut as well. So with this folder, I'm sure I had, yep, right in front of me, a 2D embossing folder. So this one is a 2D. I've got a 3D as well. So you'll be able to see the difference, how thick. One is a lot thicker. So if I do it that way, there we go. So one is a lot thicker than the other. So we're going to start with the 2D folder. All you're going to do is place that with your medium onto your mat, and we're going to run that through. So what that's acting as is just a shim to go through, and that is going to emboss for us. Now, if you wanted to, you can still have the reverse function, but let me just show you this. Look at that.
Beautiful.
How beautiful. And that's just a 2D embossing folder. So that's your 2D. So all you need is a shim to go through with your 2D embossing folder. Now, the other one is your 3D embossing folder, which is this one here. Your 3D embossing folder goes through on its own. That always really gets to me, that you don't need anything other than your folder.
And just straight through.
Just straight through, yeah, which is incredible. And then that gives you that 3D. So if we turn that round so you can see, we've got all that 3D beautiful folder going through. I mean, it does make crafting simplistic.
Is that one of the Mediterranean embossing?
I think it might be, yes. It was just in my sachet. I think it was the tiled one, Mediterranean Dreams, yeah. So they are absolutely perfect. And the same works with also, like we've talked about with the normal Gemini, using different mediums that you can put through. You can do the same with that. And what I mean by different mediums is like your, we did the cork, we did the glitter cards, so your mirror cards, your general card stock, all those different things can go through here. This is a perfect machine for your flower forming foam, because you can cut 4 layers at a time out of your flower forming foam, take them through, and they're just going to work beautifully well. So yeah, if your pennies a budget to your manual machine, then go for your, I would go for the Midi, because that will give you the biggest amount of space. But if you've already got a die cutting machine, let's say you've got an electronic die cutting machine, then go for the Mini, and then that way that will get you all your little embellishments, which is even quicker.
Fabulous. Thank you very much, Debbie. So, yes, your Gemini Midi, platinum price $59.99 or $103.96. So, yeah, as Debbie said, if you are looking for the Gemini machine, and you are on a little bit of a budget there, definitely go with that one. As Debbie said, she's always reaching for that one, forgetting she can use the Gem 2. So it is definitely worth the purchase. We've got a few comments and a few questions as well that I will ask for our Debbie. So hellos first, we've got Pebbles. Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good day too, lovely. Ours is nearly over, I can't believe it. We have got Jane Adams has sent a joke in. So I think we should have that right now. Right, so Jane Adams. Hey, Brent and Debbie, why couldn't the pirate play cards?
I was trying to think of something with a pirate. I don't know. Why couldn't the pirate play cards?
Because he was standing on the deck.
Oh, that's very good. I like that one.
He was standing on the deck, yes,
Love
indeed. Pebbles also said, I got the Gemini 2 at launch, but I love them all though. And Stephanie has said, Debbie, your demo with the different materials was great to see. It's been a long time and great to help beginners understand the power of the Geminis.
Yeah, thank you so much. It definitely does. I think sometimes we take our tools for granted, don't we, without pushing them to their limits. And it's when they come back in stock that we can then push it to their limits and show you exactly what you can do with them, because we do our general everyday crafting, but then we just forget what we can do with them as well. So, and there are so many different mediums you can cut through. One of my favorites used to be sanding paper. Yeah, because it's got a really nice texture and it cuts through beautifully. So you can cut through sanding paper, yeah, which is really good. And you can ink that as well, so you get these textures. So if you love your mixed media, that is really good for doing that. So yeah, so many different things. Aluminium cans, you know, keep your cans, give them a wash. Be careful, but when you cut your can, it bevels the edges to stop them being sharp as well. It's just, yeah, it's just a game changer. Love it, yeah.
There we go. Trudy's sent in a comment in saying, I've totally shredded my rubber mat and I'm not sure what I've done wrong. But then Jean Marie has said when she's put it through, it's stretched and ripped. What could be the problem?
So I think it's too much pressure.
Right.
I think you possibly haven't took your magnetic shim out, which means that there's too much pressure going through and it will ripple through your embossing mat.
Right, okay.
So as long as your embossing mat is in one piece, so even if it's got ripples through it and even a few little slits, it will still work. So it will still emboss your dies, it will still emboss your stencils. But what I would say is try and take out your magnetic shim. It could be that. The other thing is when you first get your Gemini, some Geminis have a little bit more power until they're bedded in.
Right.
So once they're bedded in a bit, so it's a case of taking shims out and trying a different shim. So it might be a case that it might not need the magnetic, but it might need your metal shim in there instead of the magnetic. So try and adjust them like that. So, but that's normally the case. Normally when people have done it, it's because they've put something either through too thick. A lot of people as well, and I hope, I can't out anybody, but I do know a lot of people put their rubber mat through with their embossing folder.
Right.
Because they think they're embossing, so they put their rubber mat. You're not embossing your embossing folder. Your embossing folder is embossing the card. Yeah. So yeah, I do know some people have put their rubber mat through with their embossing folder. So it, and they're just silly rookie mistakes really that we've all done, and we just forget about. But yes, I would say it's because you've got too much shim in to make it too thick.
Fab. Lovely, thank you. And then just another quick one before we come over to another machine. Jay Pressy is asking if it's possible, could we do a stamp and die cut so we know the best way to have the die to cut the image evenly over all of the sides? So I don't know if you've got a die and stamp and die over there or not. Stamp and die and then put it through just to see where you need to place the die.
Oh, I see what you mean. Let me have a look. I'm not
I can grab one, or I can ask Jake if we've got any. Jakey.
Yeah, they're all dies. They're all dies. Trying to think. Let me see. I'm just looking to see if we've got a stamp and die set.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Oh, Jake's got one. He's finding one. We will try and find you one, and yes, we will do that. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Perfect. Well, that was it for all of my questions. Deborah's joining us. Greetings from Texas. Listening while driving. Pray that everyone is feeling well. I hope you're feeling well, Deborah.
I do that sometimes because I've worked out if I plug it into my car, it comes through my speakers.
To listen to...
Yeah, the show.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know it would do that, and it does. So, yeah. And I just put it on my seat, and then it switches off, but the sound still comes through.
Still comes through.
Yeah.
Just listening to all of us here
I
at
know,
CTV.
yeah.
I love it. Brilliant. So we're going to come back over to Debbie, and we're going to have a look at the Gemini Junior. Yeah,
definitely. So obviously yours will come, and it will be in our raspberry. It's not upgraded as it was with all the bits that our Gemini 2 does, because the Gemini 2 does all that. We don't need a smaller machine to have it. What I love about the Junior is it's heavy enough but light enough to move about, because it has these hand holes at the top here, and it's just a brilliant machine to have. The other good thing is, no matter what electronic machine you have, it has just a kettle lead as well, so the kettle lead will fit into all the machines. So we literally switch that on, and then you're just going to switch the top piece here so it's ready to go. So the main thing about the Gemini Junior is the size, because it's half the size of what the Gemini is, because it's a A4 cutting platform. So once you've got that, you will get your whole platforms that come with your Junior. So including that rubber shim, including your metal shim, and all your cutting plates as well. So being able to cut on here, what I would say is, if you were thinking, because the price of this is pretty good, And I would say if this is what your budget can extend to, go for the Gemini Junior, because believe it or not, there are I would say 95% of the dies that we do will fit through your Gemini Junior. It's a lot of dies that will fit through there. Now I've got one of my biggest dies that I thought I would bring to you, which is this one here. And it's an older die, but it's a really big die. So I'm just going to place that onto here, like so. And then we're going to run it through. So you can see it's near enough covering the whole of my platform. Now the thing is with die cutting, unless you are doing what we would call a concept card, and you're cutting like a creator card into a concept card, can you hear how noisy it is? Oh, I didn't like that. So the reason it wouldn't have liked that is because I've probably got it too near the front. So I'm going to just move that down a little bit. Or we've got a lot of pressure in this machine, and then we're just going to run that through again. Yes, you can really hear how noisy this is, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't like it.
Oh,
so
I don't like
if
it.
that happens,
I'm spitting it out.
it could be. So it is strange because, look, it's got two. Who did that?
Hey, Jay.
It's got two in there. I thought that was weird. I thought I've got the platform right. Why is it not working? Had two magnetic shims in there. There we go. We sort it. There's always a way. But I do love that about the Gemini, because even though we've not planned it, it shows you with both machines, it's just going to send it back to you, because it says, no, not today. I don't want to do that. Not today. But you can tell how just that little bit more louder it is. And then we're going to take this one out. So now all these pieces have all cut. In this middle bit here, it could be doing with an extra cut, but I'm not going to worry. We're just going to give that a little tap, because all those pieces will pop out. You're just going to flick them out. Now this is quite an old die, which was harder to cut through.
Yeah.
All you would do is send that through another time, and so even though all those pieces will pop out, rather than do that, cut it through a couple of times. But it's a really large die, so it's going to cut beautifully, but you might just need a couple of cuts inside there. So that's our plates, and we've also got the white plates now, which we'll go through. So I'm just going to clear up all my workings there, all those pieces coming
Lovely.
out.
I did pop you, I popped over a little stamp and die from the Lunar Blooms just over there as well.
Amazing. We will do that in a
So, yeah.
second. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, because again, I'm trying to do embossing with every demo, because the machines are designed to cut and emboss, and you can absolutely do that with your Gemini as well. So I have got again, another older one of our folders, but I've actually got a wad of tissue paper. We haven't done this for a long time either, so I've just put some tissue paper down.
Yes.
And the reason I put that down, I put a red piece, because this would be lovely for Christmas. So if you've got any Christmas embossing folders, they will go through here beautifully. Now, your embossing folder, the platform that you need, is your plastic shim, your magnetic shim, then your folder and medium, and then your top plate on top of that as well. And then you're just going to offer that into the mouth of the machine, run that through, and what that's going to do, that's going to emboss that beautiful piece of tissue paper all the way through, which is quite incredible. So let's just take
I love the
that
tissue
one out.
paper one.
Look at this. Now, that may have gone through, sort of welded it together, but we're going to do our best to pop that, because it really does emboss. Look, all these layers. It's just a really lovely way. You could spritz this with a little bit of perfume, but look at the level of embossing that you've got.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, it's really gorgeous, isn't it? I mean, we should have done this in the earlier show when we talked about wrapping. There's still another section on there that's been embossed as well. Look at this. Every single part of that has that beautiful embossing on there, which is just amazing. No matter how you emboss any tissue that goes through, that's just going to look and elevate something to a whole new level that you've been able to emboss that through. And that will do it with a 2D folder and a 3D embossing folder as well. So if you want a die cutting machine that's not only going to take your die cutting craft into a whole new level, make sure you take your embossing to a whole new level as well, because I think we leave out that emboss side of things and forget what we can actually do with our designs. Right, let's do the the question and answer the question, because we've got a stamp and die set. Now, this is a really cool one to have because these sort of dies have what I call an outline die. So it means when you're stamping, so let's do some stamping first. I'm just going to pop that to the side. I'm going to bring in my stamping platform and just grab an ink pad. So when you are stamping, oh, someone's been not cleaning up after themselves. Look.
Uh-oh.
Look.
Shall I get my stamp cleaning solution from earlier on?
Oh, yes. Right, let's just give that a clean. There we go. Mucky crafters,
Yeah.
absolutely. And now it's wet and I've got no tissue.
Oh, no.
Actually, I have got a tissue.
Oh, you've got some.
I've got one. I've got a piece here.
Live TV.
There we go. It's good though because we're answering your questions on a whim, and I love that because it's just a case of just grabbing everything and putting it all down.
Going for it, yeah.
So let's just pop our piece here, and we're just going to stamp down onto there. Well, I haven't used these ones yet. This is that beautiful Lunar Blooms, isn't it?
It is.
Did that sell out as well?
I think yes.
Right, so let's pick that stamp up and then we're just going to ink that.
Ink it up.
So there's two ways you can do this. Some people like to stamp and die cut. Other people die cut and stamp. So actually, let's do both.
Oh, brilliant.
And show you. So I'm going to do that one there. That will give me another space to do the other one. So just going to stamp that there. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I've not used this collection yet. And funny enough, we've got something else new coming next week. And I was thinking, oh, what can I use for the backgrounds? And I thought, oh, I've not even looked at the Lunar Blooms yet. And the paper pad, have you seen the paper pad?
I have indeed.
Oh my goodness, I genuinely was blown away with the paper pad. Sorry if you didn't get it, I really do apologise that I'm like bigging it up. But I couldn't believe how beautiful it was, and it really works well with what we've got coming next week. Right, so first of all, let's line this one up.
I'm trying to think what you might be using it with.
You can't think?
No, I'm trying to think what... Oh, yes, of course. Yes, yes.
Just give you a little mime there. I think we can say, because we've shown it, haven't we?
Oh, of course we have, yes.
Yeah, we've shown it. So it's actually, we've got a staircase coming next Tuesday. You're probably thinking, a staircase?
Do the little demonstration you just did.
I was climbing the stairs. But because there's some lovely stamps in it, like stamps that say like, when I next see you again, and stairs to heaven, and that sort of thing. And it's got beautiful sky and moons, and it just worked beautifully. So yeah, I was really pleased. Right, I am going to, so always take these down. I never ever leave this to chance because I normally do colour, stamp, colour, and then die cut. So when you are placing this round the edge, take your time. Don't just think, oh yeah, that looks okay, and tape it down. Because this looks okay, but I can see this leaf doesn't look okay. Yeah. So what I want to do, I'm finding my spot where I can literally see the darker line round every part. So it's a case of keep manoeuvring it to see that through. So I can see this bit here needs moving up, that needs moving down, and that bit at the side there. So, oh, just moved it again.
I do that when I've lined it up and then I move it.
Yeah, and then you move it. So feel that bit. And so all that's not going there is that leaf. So I just want to bring that forward. So I've got that leaf, and I move that up a little bit and just down there. So a little bit more, there we go, like so. So once I'm happy with that, then I would tape that down like so, and then run that through. So always line that up and make sure that you tape it down. So I'm just going to take out my shims, And then we're just going to place these ones in and pop that right on the inside. So there we go. And then we're just going to run that through the machine.
Fab.
So my biggest tip is just making sure every part you can see where that line is. Even if it's just a tiny bit of that line around the outside, that will give you the biggest part of being able to cut that out. So can you see that's absolutely perfect all the way round.
It is.
But if you didn't want to do it that way and you just wanted to cut this out, so we can then just use this same die, pop that onto there. And I know a lot of people do like doing it this way. I do it this way if I've got what I would call a closed-in die. So a die that you can't actually see where your outside edge is. I think having a die like this and being able to cut it out, that you can see it, is quite good. But I would say that if you're not too sure, and you're good for your stamping, that's the other thing as well, because we have the most amazing stamp system with our stamping platform. So when you've got your stamping platform, I am going to just give that a wipe because we've got ink on there. There we go. And where's my kitchen towel? Should have got my stamp cleaner. Now what you're going to do with this is pop that down. And then we can place this right in the centre. So you can just manoeuvre this to where you want it. So I can see exactly where that's going to go. So just round like so. So when I'm looking at that, so you can see that's perfect. So because I can't see any white lines, if you see any more white lines than any other side, you know you haven't got that lined up. I think we've become very good at being able to line up our stamps with our die cuts. So because I know that's in the perfect place, we can then just take our ink pad and then we can ink on top of that one then. So really it's personal preference. You stamp how you want to, but they're the biggest tips I can give you with lining them up, is just making sure you look around the whole image to get that lined up perfectly. And I will stamp a couple of times just to give us the maximum lay down that we've got. So pop that one down like so. And there we go, there's our next one. You can see that's absolutely perfect all the way round. And there we go.
Look at that. Fabulous stuff.
Hopefully that helps.
Yes, I think that's what I would have thought the question was. So fingers crossed we have answered that question and shown you the demonstration there. I can't remember who actually asked it now. It was J. Pressy, yes it was indeed. So that is your Gemini Junior machine. Now I do believe, Johnny, correct me, are these going to be raspberry? Yes, they are going to be raspberry, darling, from now on. So they're going to match. We haven't got one here, have we? They're not even here yet for us, but we will be getting some in the studio. Fingers crossed, I think we will do. Platinum price, $135.99 or $199.96. So, I think I'm going to pronounce his name wrong again, I think, but Sinma said she's got they've got the Pro, the original Gemini, the Junior, the Mini, and a diamond press. Marquise. I use the Pro the most. Pebbles has said, I also use the Junior plates in my Gemini 2. So handy for the smaller dies or embossing folders. Ruth has said, I have the turquoise one. Love, love, love it. I was going to say, they are special edition, aren't they? Yes. Who else have we got? I've never embossed a napkin or tissue before. Must try. That is from Jean Marie. Trudy, I got the Midi last week. I've used it so much to make a pyramid card. It consisted of 11 layers, and it was J. Pressy. Yes, thank you, Debbie, for that demo there on the stamp and the die. So next up, we have got the Midi. We're going to give the Mini. This one, the Mini. Stuck. Here we go. We are going to listen to our Leanne. We've got a quick VT for this one. So again, Leanne, over to you.
The Gemini Mini is an absolutely mighty little die cutting machine. It's incredible. It will do all of the small jobs that you need. It will do them quickly and effortlessly, and you will get beautiful power and precision and performance as you expect from all of our Gemini machines. You're working with a cutting folder system, and you're working with a 3x6 space with your cutting folder, which means when you run these through the machine, actually you can get a mighty amount of cuts with the Mini with lots and lots of different dies. The gearing in here is exactly the same as our other manual machines. It's a lovely, smooth, confident turn. That means you don't need to have any power, strength or resilience in yourself when you're putting that through. It's just absolutely effortless for you. And you will get beautiful, detailed die cuts when you run your dies through this fabulous machine. You can see that lovely 6-inch border there, actually a very detailed die and effortless for our Mini to achieve. You will also get brilliant 3D embossing results, and you can see again, no loss in pressure or depth of design there. You haven't got light areas and deeper areas, it's just even all the way through. The same with your 2D embossing as well, and you can cut paper, card, thicker tissue, all of the papercraft things that you want to do with your Mini, especially when it's a smaller project, is effortless for this mighty little machine. You'll get your cutting folder and you'll get your 2D embossing folder shim that you need when you're using a 2D folder. If you're using a 3D folder, it goes straight through the machine as it is. An absolutely brilliant little workhorse that you need on your desktop to do all those little jobs really fast, really easy, with fabulous precision.
Well, hello and welcome back to Crafters TV. This has been our fantastic, quick 1 hour long masterclass on all of the Gemini machines. Now, that one that you just saw there with Leanne is the Gemini Mini, and that one is platinum price £27.99 or $55.96. So I feel like that's been a whistle-stop tour, but we are pre-launching these, pre-selling these because they're going to be shipping out from the 24th of November. So once again, thank you all for joining us. A big shout out to Jan as well for sending all of these lovely comments through with everybody watching along. Debbie, it's been a pleasure being on TV with you.
It has. It's been a lovely day. I've really enjoyed it. But do come back tomorrow because it's going to be a very, very exciting launch. Exciting day because me and the Chibs is going to be in tomorrow and it's going to be amazing. And we've got lots for you tomorrow. Yeah, Fish and Chibs Day tomorrow. With the new message in a bottle, and you're going to absolutely love it. It's just, it's different for us, I think, and I think you're going to really enjoy it.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
So yes, as Debbie said, definitely do come back tomorrow. We've got a first look, pick of the week, and then a Friday night live. Big massive thank you to the gallery as well, Johnny and Jamie in there. I will see you, I don't know when I'm going to see you next, but it's always a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.